Hey, how you doing? It is Tom Breeze here from Viewability, and welcome to another episode on the Viewability YouTube channel. Alrighty, this one is a cool video because I've literally just come off stage in San Diego, having presented to around about, I think it must have been about 1,500-ish people or so, maybe slightly less than that. The presentation went really well. So it was a 45-minute presentation, and at the end of it, I felt like I really nailed the content, which is really good for me, because I don't get to speak all that often. I probably give about 10 or 15 presentations a year, but I wouldn't necessarily say I'm like week in, week out giving presentations. So I normally present about completely new stuff, and to be able to deliver a presentation that went well, I'm happy with that. So that's cool. And not normally happens with these types of things as well, as I'll go and present and talk and speak and then meet a few people, and it's a networking really that brings in the business afterwards. It's the meetings, it's the lunches, it's the dinners, it's the drinks and the coffees, etc. that end up kind of turning into the business, and not just straight at this event, but setting up calls and things like that. And for the next 6 to 9 months, normally for a big event like here at TNC in San Diego, those sorts of leads tend to always be generated that will kind of ongoing throughout the rest of the year. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it went. I've got another presentation to a much larger audience. It's the big room, and that's in a panel, and I get to like 7 minutes. So I've got a bit of prep for that, but I've got a day off tomorrow, so I can actually just enjoy the day and not have to think about the presentations too much, which is super awesome. And yeah, I wanted to create this quick video because I wanted to talk a little bit about what I actually presented on. Because whenever I speak from stage, I get to kind of almost decide my own content. It's not like someone says, talk about anything. I always talk about YouTube ads, but I get to talk about anything in that area. And something that I feel like is working ridiculously well right now is creating campaigns that are interactive. So I did this with Tony Policastro. The recent video I just released on this channel talked about that process. So giving people the option at the end of a video ad to choose A or B. And at the end of the video, instead of a link to the website, they get to choose, they get the content tailored for them. And if you haven't seen that video, go and check that out. At the end of this video, we'll have a link to it, so you can go and check it out and see it. The whole process of that has helped that whole campaign go really viral. But that was shot quite a while ago, and now we're starting to do this a lot more, not just with like the one video ad and having like an A or B decision at the end of the video for the viewer, but instead, we're now getting to a point where we don't let a viewer see the same ad twice. So every touch point we have with a customer is unique. So you get to kind of almost decide this whole storyline of how you want to bring about your business and your brand to YouTube, so you can really start to control your marketplace, and everyone gets to see your ads, but gets a completely different experience every single time. So if they go to YouTube, you might start searching for something, see a really relevant, good ad that makes you build a relationship with the brand and decide to maybe go and buy their products and services. But then if you were to either click to the website or not kind of go any further from the video ad, there's almost like contingency plans in place. And you might have another video ad, or you might have a different approach, a different offer for people. Maybe you get them to, instead of just going straight to the website to sign up, maybe the second ad that you show to people gets people to just to subscribe to your channel. So you're looking to engage people in lots of different ways, and give them a unique experience, give them that user experience where it's full of value, full of content, and those touch points you have are unique every single time. And that's easy to do for advertising. It's actually pretty simple to do when you're doing like content marketing as well, and even things like email campaigns, etc. Based on people's interactions, based on your customers' behavior, what can you do to tailor the message for those people based on their behavior? Like, I was kind of, anytime I do advertising, and this is a really good message I think for anyone thinking about advertising or any online or digital marketing, is that try and think offline. Try and think 25 years ago. What would it have been like if you had a bricks and mortar store and people were coming into your store asking you questions about the products and services you offer? Now, if you were to engage with them and ask them questions, you would want to know a little bit more about what they're looking for in order to be able to give them good advice. And so you can always do that with things like advertising. You can ask questions of your viewer by asking them to choose A or B, etc. But also you'll know, based on if you offered something to them and they didn't take you up on the offer, then you'll know like, okay, cool, if they haven't taken that offer just yet, maybe it wasn't right for them, maybe it was the wrong content, or maybe it's the wrong context and the way you delivered that message. So it might be that you've got a really, really cool bit of content that you can share with somebody, but they didn't want to sign up to a webinar, they much prefer it in a PDF. Or vice versa, it could have been like you promoted a PDF, but they really want more of an immersive webinar that they can sign up for. So it may be the way you've delivered the content, but also it might be the fact that the content was wrong as well. But either way, if they said no to you once already, in the real world, if you were standing face to face with them, it's not like you're going to say, okay, well, what about this option A? Do you fancy doing that? And they said, no, not really right for me. No. Okay, cool. Well, what about option A? It's like, and they say, no, not really for me. And okay, well, one more time. What about option A? Are you sure you haven't properly considered this just yet? People don't like that in the offline world, and no one likes to be sold and constantly be told that this is the right product for them. So instead, if they say no, if they don't sign up for something with you, think about what you could provide to them instead. What is it specifically that they need to get to the point where they do buy from you? Maybe it's different content, maybe it's different context, and the way you deliver that material, or maybe they were really close to buying, but they just didn't clarify part of your message around, like maybe some of the guarantee or the price point or what's included as a bonus you can add, etc., etc. So all I'm saying here in this video is when it comes to any marketing or advertising, think about the interaction you can have based on your customers' behavior. And if you can tailor it to them and understand what they're going through and what they have been through, and tailor content so you know it's going to resonate with them, you'll be able to find that you can be a much better digital marketer or digital advertiser and get out there with content that people are going to resonate with and actually end up buying your products and your services. Hopefully that's helped. Hopefully that gives you a bit of a mindset shift on some of the ways that people are advertising, because I think a lot of people just keep on bombarding people with the same ad over and over and over again, and they're just justifying the numbers because they can say, well, it's proving an ROI, but it's like, great, well, you can probably improve that ROI, but definitely improve the user experience by having a slightly more advanced way of thinking about how to advertise to your audience. But it's really not that difficult to build campaigns like that to actually resonate with them. That doesn't have to be super complicated. It can be really simple. It can be like 4 ads in total, but you can provide a better story and a better relationship with your viewers based on how they interact with you as a brand. Cool, hopefully that's been very, very useful. I'm gonna go back to the conference, and I've got so many of my buddies speaking on stage that I wanna go and see, so I've gotta go and do that. So hopefully this video has been very useful, but as always, keep your comments coming, because I love them. It's so cool to see below like who's commenting. I've just been meeting up with a few people that are, oh, I'm following your YouTube channel and I love the videos you're promoting. But sometimes it feels like there's not that much communication going on, and it feels like you can work in the dark sometimes. So it's great that people are following this and people are talking about it and things, which is great. But please do leave your comments below, and I really appreciate that. Other than that, I'll speak to you very soon in tomorrow's video. See you in a bit.